All right, hello everybody, and welcome back for yet another edition of the Rock and Roll Geezers show. Uh, Great to be here. Thanks a lot, and be sure before we get the ball rolling, be sure to hit the subscribe button if you would, like some of the YouTube videos, and give us a little boost. That would be very cool. And just want to say hey to my co-host partner in crime, Doc Box. What's going on, Doc?
Hey, doing quite well, Murph. How's things going this week?
Well, yeah, you mentioned that you thought you caught something at the Dead Boys concert, and I think I caught what you caught. So, got pretty feeling pretty low, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. It was worth it, The Dead Boys, you can't go wrong. Freaking A. But everything's looking good. Looks like we're
Which,
gonna have
by the way, speaking of the Dead Boys, they've been canceling some shows, so maybe there is something all tied together. Nah, I don't know.
could be, yeah. Who knows, man? Yeah, jeez, could be anything. But nonetheless, a lot of rocking news this week. Of course, a lot of the usual characters and a few new
Oh
ones.
yeah.
But it's amazing. Of course, we should start right out, get the rock news going here. Of course, Motley Crue. You just can't go wrong with Motley Crue. They're always
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
be
Every week,
giving
yeah.
us choice material to work with,
Yeah.
and this is no different. I mentioned that they're never going to stop touring, and sure enough, they had that monster 2022 tour, made
Right.
gazillions of dollars, and I figure they're going to keep going. So sure enough, yeah, according to the let me see what I got here. Blabbermouth, of course, the good people of Blabbermouth, hot off the heels of the biggest North American stadium tour of 2022. That's no doubt. Iconic and celebrated rock legends Def Leppard and Motley Crue. Leopard and Crew are going to global in 2023 with their world tour. So yeah, they're nowhere near stopping. But if you look at that picture behind me, Mick Mars, just he probably ain't gonna be able to hang too much on that.
Yeah, if you've been kind of keeping up with our reports on Motley Crue, we've been talking about they've been wanting to extend that with Def Leppard, and we were kind of on that from the very beginning when it was just kind of rumbles, and
Yep.
so now it's official, and they're going to South America and they're going to Europe. Poison and Joan Jett, which were obviously part of the stadium tour in the U.S., will not be part of that. So I don't know, no word on. They'll probably have other bands joining them, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know if anybody may be on the whole tour. It'll just be local bands, or we'll see how that works out. But yeah, they made a gazillion. Yeah, 175 million on the tour. 103 million tickets, 100.3 million tickets sold. So
Wow. Yeah, yeah.
what I say, 1.3 million tickets.
There you go.
Blah blah blah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're starting out. It looks like February 18th in Mexico City,
Yeah.
and they're going everywhere: Peru, Colombia, Chile, Brazil. Then they're heading over to Europe, Germany, Hungary, Poland, the Czech Republic, Germany, Sweden. So yeah, they're gonna have themselves a rocking good time, and that brings us to, of course, our next subject, which we've talked about quite a bit recently, and that would be the rumors going around about John 5.
Yeah. Who's gonna?
That he's gonna be. He's going to be joining them for the tour, and I don't know. I think he's just playing games. Jeez, just playing games because he says, "Oh, it's just a rumor. It's just a rumor." But apparently, there's a lot of insiders that say, "No, no, 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 no. That's not
Yeah.
a rumor. He's going to be playing with them." And let's face it, Mick Mars, that looks like a grueling tour. That they're going to be going through. That any touring is grueling. Any tour is grueling.
Yeah, but travel around the world, yeah, absolutely.
That's extra.
Yeah, like we've been talking about, Mick's been frail for a while, and if it's not John 5, it'll be somebody else. I don't anyway. I don't see Mick making a big tour like that. So,
No.
and a lot of fans are kind of like, hey, Mick's the backbone of the band, and which he is, no doubt. But if the guy can't make it, I mean, what do you
take
do?
it or leave it.
What do you do? Yeah.
And
So
apparently John Five's,
I
friends with him.
think he's more than capable replacement. That's for sure. So.
Oh yeah, no, there's gonna be no
Yeah,
problem there.
according to the website Metalwana, I'm not exactly familiar with that,
Nice.
but they report it as fact, and but they had no official statement that's been made from any camp, John Five or Molly Crew. So
Yeah, same here. I'm looking at the Guitar World article, and it's still all speculation. But just say it. Don't jerk us around, John. Jeez.
well, yeah, like we were saying last week, kind of connecting the dots with John Five and Rob Zombie are kind of on the outs, and
Yeah,
and Rob's got a new guitarist. His old guitarist Mike Riggs has joined them. So yeah, the writing's on the wall pretty heavily. So yeah, just couldn't pull the trigger and then let us all know. But then again, in this day and age of legalese and things of that nature, I'm sure they're gonna wait till all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed.
And the lowercase J's are dotted. Yes, as Wayne's World would say. Sure. But yeah. So I hope so. I hope they tour, and I hope they come around to the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater next year, my friend. I can't wait to see.
That would be quite splendid.
Oh man, that'll be fabulous. Next up, of course, here's another feud we've been talking about, the Neil Sean Steve Perry feud in terms of Journey. And
yeah, that's burning pretty hot, man.
Yeah. Well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Neil Sean, he says there's no chance for Steve Perry to join Journey, and I'm not surprised. Number one, I saw Steve Perry like last year at somewhere. I don't know. He's doing a song, and his voice is he can't hit any of the high stuff anymore. So why would he rejoin Journey? But still, they got all that legal stuff going on.
It'd be a huge ticket if he did, but yeah, it'll never happen. It'll never happen. Yeah, if you saw our last episode, we kind of got into that pretty, a little bit. The whole legal problems that they're having, and yeah, I don't foresee those guys kissing and making up anytime soon, man. It's
Well, how it happened was, a fan asked Sean via Twitter about the matter. He asked, "Hi Neil, thank you for posting the 50th anniversary performance schedule. What about Greg? What about Perry? No guest appearances or reunions? Sorry for the rude question." And Sean answered, "At this point, I'd say no chance for Steve." So that's it. And that's whatever. It is what it is,
Now, my takeaway from that is he doesn't say anything about Greg Raleigh. So that would be interesting. I would enjoy seeing that. Man. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Because he was one of the original guys. I've got the Look Into the Future album, and he was like the main singer on that one.
Yeah. He was the guy. He and Neil came over from Santana and started the band together. So
yeah, baby. So that's done. We'll see. We'll see if it mellows out, if it settles down, and
I don't think so, man.
You think it's going to get even worse, huh?
Yeah, it's going to get uglier before it gets better. I think, man. Yeah, it's
that's too bad.
Yeah,
that's just too bad. Oh well, what do you do, man? But here's an article. Heart, Nancy Wilson. She's out there kicking butt. I believe she just was in the area recently.
And Wilson was just in the area.
Well, Heart's. Oh, okay. I get them mixed up. I don't know.
A lot of people do.
But she's so they're both out on the road now. So they're
both out on the road, yeah, with their versions of Heart, man.
It's
so bizarre, yeah.
Wow. I don't get it.
Of course, they're not. From what I've read, they're not kind of showing any signs of animosity or anything. It was basically Ann's been out. She's been out for a while, man. She's been popping up all over the place.
Yeah,
she was going to open for ZZ Top. I remember last summer. Somewhere else too, a couple other spots. But anyway, so Nancy has got her version of Heart, and they were ready to go out on the road. And Ann's like, "Well, I want to take my band," and Nancy's like, "No, I want to take my band." And they're like, "Well, we'll both just go out on, I guess." So it's called Nancy Wilson's Heart.
Yes.
She's very, very specific to put it, that way. She has a singer. What's her singer's name?
Kimberly Nicole.
Yes. Well, I guess is a finalist on The Voice. Which right there, I'm out. Right there, I'm out. But
Oh
I guess
boy.
that's kind of the way they're going. Like Queen got Adam Lambert from whatever one of those shows, and
Sure, sure.
but so yeah, they're out on the road, and she says they're doing the Heart songs, but very differently.
Oh
They're doing
boy.
it as Kimberly Nicole would do them, I suppose, and
Oh well, that could it be a Spinal Tap jazz fusion? You know, when
it
Spinal Tap
could
went
very
to
well
hell,
be. I
they
don't know.
did this jazz fusion show. Well, that's a shame that they just don't get together. Might you probably make a ton more money, but wow, that's very odd,
Yeah, I don't
and
know.
I don't get it, man.
I
I don't
remember
get.
we did as one of our topics a while back on sibling rivalries in rock and roll, and we didn't really bring them up because they were never seemed to really have any. But here now they're kind of showing signs there's kind of something going on there.
Well,
So
I'm not surprised.
yeah, it's kind of interesting. Also, on a related topic, Nancy is on oh god, what's it called? Reverb, I think, Reverb Nation, maybe something like that, where
Yeah.
she's selling a lot of her old guitars.
Oh, right.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I just saw the video of that, and
The SG. They had the
yeah,
main
oh,
one was the
tons of them.
SG. Yeah.
Yeah, tons of them. She had like the one she plays Barracuda on,
Wow.
and the one that she wrote Dog and Butterfly on, and she's just
Hmm.
going through all these guitars and what place they had, throughout the career of Hart. And, so
Oh,
yeah, I don't know what they're asking for him or what they might get for him, but pretty interesting.
very cool. Well,
But
good
yeah,
for
the
them.
fact that they're kind of splitting up these two different versions of Hart is yeah, a little surprising.
That's
But
bizarre, but
yeah,
more power to them. I'm sure they got a ton of money. They got to have a ton of money.
oh yeah.
So each, so it must just be the love of playing, But I just can't take my sister.
I
Hey,
tell you what, I played with my sister long time, through the ups and the downs, through the highs and the lows. But damn it, I'm just sick of her ass. So you
could
go
well
on your
be.
own. You go on your own, Toots, because I've had it, man.
That
Well,
could well be.
there you
That could
go.
well be.
Doggone it. Well,
Yeah,
good for
like I said,
them.
it's been 50 years coming up on. They've been so
Enough is
yeah.
enough. Yeah. Speaking of our longtime band, Judas Priest, they're going to be playing at the Rock Hall induction, which
Yes, they are.
they're going to be playing with three guitarists. So I have to imagine it's going to be KK, Glenn, and the other blonde. Oh, geez, that brain fart! I forgot his name already. Jeez. But and then two drummers, right? Yeah, Les Banks. Les
Well,
Banks.
Richie Faulkner's the guy
Richie
they got
Faulkner.
now.
Thank
So
you.
yeah.
He'll be the third because obviously Glenn's not going to be able to perform very much, if at all. Who knows what kind of shape he is? I don't think I've seen him on stage lately. Because they'll bring him out for the last three songs of the night. They play easier songs. Metal Gods and stuff like that. The three real easy songs, but I haven't seen him
Right.
lately, so he may show up, but he may not even play. But Ian Hill, Ian Hill, the only original member of the band, actually, Ian Hill, he's the one who started it all. He said the reunion with KK Downing at the Rock Hall might kickstart something. And I'm telling you what, if
We've been saying, man.
if KK's got an ounce of common sense, he'll throw all the animosity away and get back with one of the best heavy metal bands ever, for crying out loud. Come on.
Yeah, exactly what we've been talking about. Like you started saying, they were going to have three guitarists and two drummers. Les Binks is joining them,
Right.
so pretty cool. And yeah, Ian Hill's kind of mentioned maybe this will spark something. And it's exactly what we've been talking about. We've mentioned that on a couple of shows. So
I hope so. He ought to. I mean, he's not doing anything. Whatever he's doing, it's nothing. But so yeah, you see.
I was glad to read that story. It was like, okay, yep. I'm glad that they're seeing this opportunity, and at least somebody's thinking in those terms. So that was good to see.
Yeah. Come on, KK, get your act together. And they're going to be given, I think, 8 minutes. So they could
said
do
8 or 9 minutes. Yeah,
they could do, a 2-minute medley of a whole bunch of their songs, and then do the whole version of Let Us Pray. I mean, there you go. That's perfect. I saw one of them. I think it was KK.
I kind of think you might be disappointed on that one, Mike.
Oh, wait, time out. Wait, hang on. No, I'm just, I'm being facetious, but 8 minutes is a pretty good time. They could do 10, a verse and a chorus, 10 songs for Christ's sake. I mean, they could really do something interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It'd be
But,
interesting to see what they do.
but yeah,
And,
8 minutes ain't bad. That's a pretty good.
I got to
chunk of-
think, usually at the Hall of Fame, they go for the more, the more popular stuff.
Oh
so
yeah, of
I'm
course.
sure it'll
God.
probably be, living after midnight. And,
Breaking the law, breaking the law.
Yeah, maybe, breaking. I hope so.
Breaking the law, breaking the law. Yeah.
That'll be. Oh, here we go.
There we go. Okay, yeah, breaking the law. Yeah, it'll be the normal. Let me see. Green Man Alicia, they'll have to end with that, of course. It's just, but oh well. I'd love to hear a rousing version of Let Us Pray, one of the great albums. I heard them first out of I may have said this, but I told you the story before already. There was an AM station out in Arkansas, Little Rock, Arkansas, that used to change their signal at like 11 o'clock at night. And they were a hard rocking station. And so at like 11 o'clock at night, suddenly on the AM radio, we got this hard rock going on when we're just getting our night started, basically. So
this is back in the 70s.
Oh, yeah. And I heard a Judas Priest song, and I wasn't sure which one it was. So I went out and bought Sad Wings of Destiny and Sin After Sin. And holy cow, great albums. So, boy, there's so much, people are going to concentrate on the sappy, easygoing.
Oh, they're gonna go. It's gonna be
AM
80s
rate,
stuff for sure. I
Yeah,
bet there's nothing
geez.
from the 70s they'll play. I'll bet.
God, no, there won't be.
It'll be a British Steel or after.
Oh well, good times. Yeah, they get in. It'll be interesting. And get back together and get over to the Hollywood Casino Amphitheater for crying out loud, because they got to fill out the schedule, And
Hey,
so
we can fill out the schedule for them right here on the show.
oh,
Man.
can't we?
Yeah,
Holy cow!
We've already got crew and now priest, so yeah.
Oh, and what's really interesting? Let me see. Where are they? Is that them there? No, not them there. No, that them there. There it is. Yeah, Alice Cooper's original band,
Yeah.
right there. Going to be putting out some music, and I'll tell you what, that's pretty badass. Yes, this is the band that gave us, Easy Action, Love It to Death, Killer, School's Out. After School's Out, what was Muscle of Love, and then Welcome to My Nightmare, or something like that. But
Welcome to My Nightmare was his first solo.
But up to that point, these guys were the ones who put out all that. I think Killer's one of the great rock albums
Oh,
ever.
absolutely. I'm with you on that one.
Unbelievable. Oh,
I'm with you on
jeez.
that one.
And they're getting back together. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what went into the Hall of Fame was Alice Cooper, the band, which a lot of the true rockers know, but a lot of people don't. They think to start off Alice Cooper, the name Alice Cooper was the band. That was to evoke the
Right.
band. Like Molly Hatchet, I suppose. But as time started going, everybody associated Alice Cooper with the guy Alice Cooper, and kind of
Yeah.
ended up
The
that way.
singer's name is Alice. You really wouldn't understand. Woo! But here we go. Since Welcome to My Nightmare in 2011, fans have been delighted to have members of the original band, guitarist Michael Bruce, bassist Dennis Dunaway, and drummer Neil Smith writing and
Yep.
playing with the singer once more. Boy, that's exciting.
They've been doing stuff here recently. Last
Yeah.
couple albums, they've kind of popped up on.
Yeah,
So
I
I guess
follow.
they're doing more of a full Alice Cooper band, album. That's great.
Well, now Neil Smith is a successful realtor. He went into realty, and he
Okay.
became very successful. So he's probably cool at this point. I follow Alice and Dennis Dunaway, the bassist. I follow, and
right?
but these guys put out some. I'm very interested to see what they come across, because the stuff that Alice puts out, some of the albums, it's just too basic rockish, and you listen
Yeah.
to something like.
Yeah.
Love It to Death or Killer or School's Out. I mean, the writing is amazing. So,
Oh yeah,
boy, oh boy, that's really killer. And
those are all great records.
Oh man, School's Out. Yeah. They whipped something from what was the jet. When we're a jet, you're a jet all the way. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, West
From
Side
West
Story.
Side Story, sure. That is so cool. Speaking of Alice Cooper, he's got a concert a concert he puts on every year called Christmas Pudding, and yeah, it's a benefit. It benefits free music, dance, arts, vocational programs for teens at Alice Cooper's Solid Rock Teen Center. So that's why he's not worth 100 million. That's why he's only worth 40, because he's giving back. He's probably spending some of his loot giving back and taking care of people. And he always has a wide variety of folks playing with him. And you got the article, right? Or do you, or no?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, this year he's tapping our buddy Rob Zombie and Sammy, two of the folks we saw this year. He's tapping them to play his Christmas Pudding concert. And Alice is going to be performing along with the Gin Blossoms. Will be there. Six Wire, Wally Palmer of the Romantics, and comedian Jim Brewer, who's really pretty funny. He does a great AC/DC.
Yeah, he's kind of a metal guy. Yeah,
he does an AC/DC version of the Hokey Pokey. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. It's hilarious. Yeah, it's crazy cool. But here, back to Alice. Yeah, he quotes, "We are excited to be celebrating our 20th year." Wow, that's good. With a stellar lineup of talent who dedicate their time and passion to help us raise funds for our Rock Teen Centers. That is so cool. We are grateful to everyone who continues to make this one of the finest shows in the Valley and promise another memorable evening of music and mayhem. That's very cool. I'll tell you. Good for them, man. Good for Alice.
Yeah, Alice is always kind of doing stuff like that.
The man.
That guy's always doing something, man. He's amazing.
Oh yeah. It was so cool. Back in the 70s, it was insane because everybody was flipped out on LSD and shit. And man, he'd come out and hang himself and guillotine and all this. People are freaking out. But that's lightweight stuff now. But he was the originator. He was
the first, man, for sure. Still the best. I've seen him not too terribly long ago, 10 years ago or so. And yeah, he knows how to do it, man. He knows how to put on a show for sure.
Absolutely. Speaking of old timers, I'll be down in Queen. Found discovered a track featuring Freddie Mercury called "Face It Alone," and I'll be damned. I haven't even listened to it yet. I can't wait to listen to it. But good for them. They got to have a bunch of music with Freddie that they haven't put out yet. But I will say this: their first and second albums were, even Sheer Heart Attack. Before they went really whacked out, they were a hard rocking band. And Brian May shows his genius on those first two albums, especially with his use of the Echoplex and whatnot. He was just pure genius. Well, he is, what is he? He's a astrophysicist.
Astrophysicist, yeah.
An astrophysicist. So yeah, I'm not surprised. He made his own guitar with his dad out of the fireplace mantle. His original red was made out of the fireplace mantle. But they're coming out.
That's the only guitar he's ever played. Yeah.
That's
it.
The guitar brand Court makes one now. They make a copy of it. It's out there on the market.
But, I guess they came across this song. I'm not exactly sure how, but and they have a video with it, and they're kind of putting it out there. So yeah,
good for them, man.
Kind of riding a wave a little bit. They've been riding a wave of popularity here the last couple of years. I guess the movie kind of sparked that a little bit, but even going back to when Wayne's World, when Bohemian Rhapsody was in Wayne's World, that kind of gave him a boost. That popped up on the charts again, I believe, because of the movie.
I'm not surprised. And Freddie was able to see that part of the movie. The movie wasn't out yet, but they sent a video of that part of the movie over to Freddie so he could watch it before he passed away, and he was very pleased. He dug it out. And I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And here we were. There's a festival out there. I had no idea, called When We Were Young, and By golly, the Saturday kickoff got canceled due to high winds. Here we go. Mother
Yeah.
Nature. You can't screw around with Mother Nature.
It's a familiar story.
When we were young, it looked like the headliners were going to be My Chemical Romance and Paramore. Ain't Paramore the group with that douche singer? What's his name? Do you know?
No. Female singer.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, who am I
Yeah,
thinking?
they had a
Let me
hit,
see.
Misery Business was their hit. They had another one. Oh, gosh, it's escaping me now. I saw them at Riot Fest one time. Pretty decent band.
Yeah. So they they had to cancel the first. I've always hated. Well, I didn't hate, but I didn't like playing outdoor gigs just because of the fact that you're at the mercy of Mother Nature. And then sometimes you're facing into the sun and it's hot and it's like,
Oh,
geez.
yeah, I've
the
seen bands
stage
struggle
faces
with
the
that
sun.
before. Yeah.
Oh, that is so hard. But yeah, that
At a certain time of day, it's just unavoidable. What are you gonna do? But yeah, it looks like this was kind of a similar festival to Riot Fest. A lot of emo / pop punk /
Yep.
that kind of sound.
Bring me
like
the
bands
horizon.
like the Used, Bring Me the Horizon, Taking Back Sunday, bands like that, and yeah,
Oh well, Alkaline Trio. Yeah. It's too bad, but it is what it is. You know,
it
shit
is what it
happens.
is.
Another festival. Oh,
Yeah,
here we
back
go.
it
Here's
up.
an interesting story. Where are they? Oh, you're gonna love this picture, Bob. Where? Oh gosh, where is it? Oh, you're gonna love this. You are gonna love this. Where are they? There's Kiss right there. that
Oh,
is
the Mini Kiss,
the
yeah,
mini Kiss. Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, they're awesome.
I hope they come around Chicago.
Oh,
That's
wouldn't that
crazy.
be awesome? Oh yeah,
That's crazy. We missed Mac Sabbath. They played last week, I think, in Chicago
Yeah.
area. Mac
yeah. We
Sabbath.
just
Yeah.
at that
Good
venue
grief.
we saw the Dead Boys. Yeah, we just missed them.
But yeah, Kiss. They reportedly. Well, let me see. Let me give credit where credit is due. This is, of course, the good people at Blabbermouth.
Yeah, Blabbermouth,
Yeah,
one of our
they
best sources.
love you folks. But they reportedly they played a private show for like 100 people in Austin. 100 people, man. That had to cost somebody.
For
Oh,
you see who it was for?
hey,
For the tobacco company,
expound
Philip
on me,
Morris.
man.
It's for the
Expound.
tobacco company, Philip Morris.
Oh,
They hired him,
yeah.
and it's for like 100 people. Not the Mini Kiss either, the real Kiss.
Yeah. Boy, that had a cost.
Dude, there's no limits. Come on.
No limit to what to do. And and the funny thing is, I'm sure, because every show they do, everything Paul Stanley says is scripted. He says the same exact thing every show.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the show's pretty
let me hear you in the back. When there's only 100 people around the stage, is he going to say that, Let me
Right.
hear you in the back.
Yeah, it's almost like just reading from a teleprompter from show to show. Yeah.
Oh, man. Good. Yeah. There's no depth.
Well, not only
to
that,
what-
but all these years they've been promoting. We don't drink, we don't do drugs, nobody in the band smokes, blah blah blah. And now, Philip Morris, you got the money? Well, sure, we'll play for 100 people. Come on, man. Dude, what's the name of the tour they're on? The end of the road tour,
Right. Yes, it is. Speaking about the end of the road tour. Yeah.
I was like, come on, man. Do you really need to squeeze one more in for the good folks at Philip Morris? I can't imagine what they paid them, but nonetheless, man, come on.
Well, okay, here we go. Let's see what Paul Stanley's got to say. Speaking about the end of the
I'm
world
sure he's going to rationalize it. Yeah.
stage production, Stanley
okay.
says, the show this time really is the ultimate Kiss show. Yeah, bullshit. This time, though, not the last 40 years, but this is it. Yeah. With that in mind, we wanted to put together something that really raised the bar, not just for us, but has happened over the years, raises the bar for every act out there. That's a good thing because the fans win because of it. This show is more bombastic. There's more pyro. The lights are stunning. The automation involved, the computer synchronization is like anything we've ever done. Yeah, talk to Sugar if you want to hear about the computer synchronization. Right. And yet it doesn't lose. We don't wind up with something that's technical and sterile over something that's passionate and gritty. So it's a marvel, I got to tell you. It's left us speechless when we first saw the finished stage. And for us to be solid is a miracle in itself. I don't believe a freaking word of that.
Exactly. I mean, he's got to sell it, and that's what he does, and that's what he's good at, and that's why they're still around. But
Yeah, good riddance.
yeah. Once you've been hearing that same kind of thing for 40 years now, yeah.
Oh, geez. Well, let me see. Blah, 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 blah. America's Got Talent, kids. Geez. Whatever. Goodbye, kid. They're never going to leave. They'll always be Kiss around to the day we die. They'll just have Mini Kiss go out and
They have Mini Kiss. They'll be
do their thing. Do their thing. So, here's an interesting thing. Immortal Pain. Saudi Arabia's Immortal Pain becomes first metal band to perform at a large public event in Kingdom. That had to be really interesting.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh my gosh. According to the Arab News, oh boy. Saudi melodic death metal band Immortal Pain became the first group to perform heavy metal at a large public event when it played at the Comic-Con Arabia on Friday. Oh boy, which sings original songs in English. They performed on the second day of the pop culture convention. Boy, oh boy, I wonder how that turned out. Man, oh man. One of the guitarists says the heavy metal scene is huge and it's kind of an underground scene, but we have a lot of great bands around us, such as Wasted Land, Kaiser, and it's still growing. Good for them, man. Musicians are going to be musicians, man. You can't hold them down if they got the fire, man.
Hold them down.
Yeah, and the drummer says, it's been quiet for a while, but now practicing music is supported by the country. Immortal Pain are actually one of the pioneers in the metal scene in Saudi Arabia, and I'm so thankful to see the growing number of bands. Good for them, he added. It feels so welcoming. People cannot believe that we posted on social media that we are playing at Comic-Con Arabia. They said it's like a dream come true. Good for them. Break the barriers, man. Gosh. What was the one in Russia, the gal band? Pussy Riot?
Pussy Riot,
yeah. They had a lot of trouble over there.
Yeah, they were locked up and everything. That was pretty hardcore.
Boy, oh boy. So, here's another band who's taking the risk, doing what quite honestly needs to be done. So,
well, it sounds like, that was an underground scene. I mean, you talk about underground. That's very underground. When you go to jail for doing it, that's like as underground as you can get.
Yeah.
And so now, they're playing out in public and being accepted. So, like you said,
maybe they'll come around the States.
Just can't hold them down. Maybe they can do a tour with the Hue.
Yeah, come on around the States, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, the Mongolian band, the Hue, can do a tour together.
Hell yeah. We'll clap. We'll clap a lot. It really bums me out when rock musicians try and preach to us about our smoking and drinking habits. And recently it came to everybody's attention that Iron Maiden's Bruce Dickinson, there's a video of him going off on his dope smoking fans. It's like, what? You don't trash your fans ever, but he trashed his fans, man.
Yeah, so they're doing a show, and obviously, you get the smell, and I'm sure it was an indoor show. It looked like it was an indoor show, and so he brought up that the bass player Steve Harris doesn't like it. I can't do the voice. It screws up his
playing. It screws. Steve Harris, our bass player, he can't stand the smell of the cannabis indica and sativa, so he has trouble playing. And I'm saying, bullshit. If you're getting that wasted on secondhand smoke, pal, we got a problem. Number two, then play outdoor gigs, because the smoke will just blow away then. So, there's your solution, Dick. Or what's his name? Bruce Dick Ensign. Jeez, that's I don't believe it. How dare he?
Dude, you're in Iron Maiden, dude. You're in Iron Maiden, man. Come on. Stoners made this band.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
I mean, God, I can remember. I wasn't aware when the very first album came out, but I was when Killers came out. Some guys, we were rocking that pretty good. So, I've been in the Maiden for quite a while, and kind of faded in the late '80s. You know, maybe just for I was only around for maybe about 3 or 4 albums, but yeah, dude, come on, man. Stanwers made this band, dude. What you know, and not only that, well, to call them out in a concert, to call them out, and I believe he said, if you're gonna do that sort of thing, go outside. It's like really,
Yeah,
really.
blow me, pal. I like some of the comments on here. One guy, Bruce Dickinson, is the "get off my lawn" guy of 2022.
Good call, man. Yeah.
Oh God, I will never understand why alcohol is fine and weed is not. You know what I'd like to do? Okay, Bruce Dickinson. I'd love to remember the last show we were talking about that cannabis cannon. I want to be front row with my freaking own cannabis cannon and just blow Steve Harris's
Yeah, just
mind.
blasting right up at him, yeah.
Right, just blast him with the cannabis cannon. What do you think about that, Bruce Dickinson? Jeez, yeah, you're right though. Pot smokers made that band, so you honor them with the sticky icky, you know.
Yeah,
Jeez.
never mind the drunk that's spilling beer all over everybody and being obnoxious and grabbing women and Lord knows what. But
You're out there, you're out there on the
we can't
audience.
stand the smell. We can't have the smell.
You're out there in the audience. You're smelling your OG Kush, your Godfather OG. Your Northern Lights. You know what I'm talking about, Doc? Huh? Yeah,
What
yeah.
you talking about, man?
Wow. Bruce.
All right, total disclosure. All right, some of you may have last show may have caught a glimpse into something we unknowingly aired. I don't know what's the word for putting it on YouTube.
Airing, yes.
Is the as Murph is partaking now. So kind of do partake in the devil's lettuce a little bit. But,
well, Illinois is legal, so
it is totally legal. We're not hitting the crack pipe over here. So.
I'm so screwed up. I got my medical license, and so yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, it's legal in here, and if you don't if you're not at a rock show, not expecting a ton of freaking marijuana smoke, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Where was the show at?
Oh, geez, let me see. I'm not even sure. Well, he said it a bunch of times. This isn't the only time, dude. He said it a bunch of times. This isn't a Kenny G concert. Jiminy.
I'm just wondering if it was legal where that show was at.
Oh, that's a good question. He's wearing a man bun. That's somebody comment.
And I'm sure he doesn't smoke. I'm sure that guy's got.
Oh yeah,
that guy's super ambitious.
He's a Renaissance man. He is. He's a Renaissance.
But not to say you can't be that way and smoke. I mean, look at Joe Rogan. I mean, there's guys out there smoking, still get.
Oh yeah, very bright people out there who yeah. America would be surprised at who smokes and who doesn't. So more power to them. And finally, wow, this is like you said. You talked to me earlier about. Damn it, I wish I seen Buddy Guy at Buddy Guy's Legends. Yeah. Because the legendary blues master Buddy Guy is doing one more tour, and he's calling it a career. Basically what, a 60-year career?
Oh geez, yeah.
Jeez. Yeah. So wow. Buddy Guy has announced his retirement from extensive
60 plus.
touring.
He's been around since the mid 50s. So yeah.
With the legendary blues guitar veteran set to embark on a damn right farewell tour early next year. And he'll be in, let me see, Rockford and Joliet. So we gotta see one of them. Guy has had one of the most prolific live careers of anyone in the blues world, which started back in the mid-50s. There you go, Doc.
Yeah.
When he first began performing with the band in Baton Rouge, now after 7 decades of performing, the 86-year-old that's called time on his touring days. Well, I'm not surprised. 86. He's 20 years older than me, for crying out loud. So God bless him that he's been able to keep it going this far. And he's doing a pretty extensive tour, and he's got to be bringing along some friends, Chris Stone, Kingfish Ingram, Eric Gale.
Yeah, that's kind of prodigy of his, I suppose. That he's kind of bringing along. He's been kind of a mentor to Kingfish, or was when he started his career. But yeah, Buddy Guy, man, just one of the originators.
Yeah.
One of the handful of guys where you could really say rock and roll would sound different without Buddy Guy, man. He was part of that whole Chess Records, thing back in the 50s.
Right. He moved to Chicago in 57.
Yeah. Coming from Louisiana, poor sharecropper son, same kind of old story. All those blues guys had. He started off playing like when he was a kid, like with he'd make a guitar out of anything. It'd be 2 strings or anything he could just to pluck on, And then eventually a guy I remember the story, I believe, was a guy just like a stranger, but he was a little kid, and a stranger bought him a guitar. And so thanks to that guy, who knows, we may not have Buddy Guy, but yeah, he came up and he got on. As soon as pretty much he came into Chicago, he kind of got under Muddy Waters' wing,
Yes.
kind of took him under his wing a little bit. So,
and in '58, he did a competition with guitarists Magic Slim and Otis Rush, and they gave Guy a record contract at that point, so they knew right then he was killer. And soon afterwards, he recorded for Cobra Records, and during his Cobra sessions, he teamed up with the legendary Ike Turner, who helped him make his second record. How about that? The name of the record, You Sure Can't Do a Flip Side, This Is the End. Ike backed him on guitar and composing a lot. Outstanding. But apparently Leonard Chess, the owner of Chess Records, the legendary, iconic Chess Records, he denounced Guy's playing as just making noise. So
yes.
Did not.
There's a great story with that, and it's kind of jumping forward a little bit in this thing. But Buddy Guy, yeah, he had that sound that a lot of the English guys jumped on, man. All of them love Buddy Guy, man. Jeff Beck, Clapton, all of them, Page, all of them. He had the sound, and he was only, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he was the only guy that played the blues on a Strat. He's the only guy that had a Stratocaster.
No kidding. I did not know that.
So it's and what turned him on to that, because it was solid body and it could take a beating, and he wouldn't have to worry, and so that kind of got the English guys into that too.
Wow. Well, apparently he was playing with his teeth before Hendrix, and apparently
he was doing all that stuff.
Hendrix, took his cue from that. So that's pretty freaking impressive right there.
But his idol, his playing idol was B.B. King. That's who he modeled. He wanted to play like B.B. King. Then he went to a show and saw a guy named Guitar Slim.
Right.
And Guitar Slim, he's hearing him play, but you don't see him. He's playing, walking into the stage, and he just thought that was cool as hell. And the Guitar Slim kind of did that kind of stuff. I don't know if he did playing with his teeth, but more of a showy kind of guy.
Right.
And he decided that he wanted to play like B.B. King and be showy like Guitar Slim. So
sure. And as
then I lost track. That was a point I was going to make, but we'll go back to it.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Well, and about he's always been hip on polka dots, and there's a story behind that. And here we go. Let me just go through this. Back to about my mother and that polka dot. I lied to her and I told her I'm gonna make double the money. I'm gonna send you some money, and I'm gonna drive back down here to Louisiana. I'm trying to make her feel good in a polka dot Cadillac. Wow. And I knew I was lying, and I knew I never want to buy a polka dot, because if you got famous, that polka dot would show up everywhere there where you went. You couldn't rest, because sometime I try to go to dinner now in Brazil and Germany or whatever, and if they recognize you, if you're going to your mouth with a fork, they'll come grab your hand and say, will you sign this? So anyway, my mother passed away, and I said, oh man, I didn't get a chance to tell her. I lied to her about that polka dot Cadillac, and I went to Fender, and I said, I need something to remind me of that big lie I told my mom. about that polka dot Cadillac. I said, I'd like to get a polka dot guitar made so I'd have that with me the rest of my life. That is a cool story.
Yeah, it's
That
kind of
is
his
very
version of
cool.
BB King's Lucille, I guess.
Wow.
No,
Very
the point I was going to make, you talking about Leonard Chess thought he was just kind of making noise. And then
Yeah.
there's a story after Cream's first record. BB King Buddy Guy's just hanging out, and he gets one of the guys comes in. He says, "Hey, Leonard Chess wants to talk to you." He goes, "Oh, all right." So he pops up. He has no idea what it's about, and comes in and puts Cream's first record on. And he says, "I was wrong." He goes, "You can do whatever you want. You were right. Yeah, that's the sound.
Wow.
That's the sound. That's what he was wanting to play. That's
Wow.
what he was wanting to do."
So Fresh Cream. You're talking about the album Fresh Cream.
Fresh Cream, yeah.
Wow.
So after he hears it through Clapton, here's Buddy Guy through Clapton. It's like, okay, well, I got Buddy Guy. Just let him do what he does. And
How cool. How cool
yeah,
is
Buddy Guy
that?
was one of those guys. I mean, as influential as he was and as great as he was, never really had a hit record. Really, never really had a
No.
big signature song. I guess
Exactly. Right.
Damn Right, I Got the Blues, but that came out like in 91, I want to say. So, I mean, it was way later in his career, but yeah, he just never really had that really identifiable song, to go
You're
with
right.
him, I guess. But
Yeah, you're right. And he has got a he's got a club here in Chicago, Buddy Guy's
Legends,
Legends. And
Yeah,
I
he
hope he
plays there several times every January. I think he does.
well, if he
does
comes
this
back eventually, because he may do a couple of gigs, and now that he doesn't have to travel and stuff after his tour's done, maybe he'll show up every now and then. We can finally go see him, because that'd be very cool. And he'd want to just a
You know what? Every year
boatload.
when I hear about that, I always think, yeah, I'm gonna go see him. I'm gonna go see him. But for whatever reason, something comes up, or tickets are impossible, or something. But
I believe he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm
yeah,
not
he
sure.
is.
Okay,
He's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He's got the Kennedy honors.
he's
got
won 8 Grammys.
8
So,
Grammys.
that's
he's
as
every
well as-
award, that could
As
be
well as a
bestowed on
lifetime
somebody.
achievement. Yeah, lifetime achievement award. Guitar Center's Hollywood Rock Walk, whatever. But National Medal of Arts,
Yeah.
awarded by the president in 2003, wherever that was. Then Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, 2005. Yeah, and he was inducted by Clapton and BB King. Very cool. So yeah, he's but 84. Wow,
Yeah.
that's stunning. At some point, yeah, you gotta you gotta just say it's been a good one. Oh man, yeah, jeez.
One
86.
story I liked about him too. If you listen to him, he's just a really down to earth, just really personable guy. I remember he's telling a story where he meets this couple at a bar and they're there to see him, but they don't recognize him sitting there right next to him. He buys them a drink and everything, and then they have no idea it's him.
Wow.
But anyway, he's telling a story about his kids. His kids didn't know who he was as far as being Buddy Guy.
Wow.
And until they were 21 and went into a club to see him, and they're like, "This is you." They were like blown away, man. They're like, so
Unreal.
yeah, that's just kind of a cool story. But yeah, Buddy Guy definitely one of those guys that brought the blues into rock and roll. He's kind of that link, and music would be a lot different if the English guys hadn't tagged on to what he was doing.
Oh boy, all of them. Beatles,
Yeah.
Who, Stones,
Yeah.
everybody was, yeah, that was a big deal. Yeah, that reminded me of that concert that Sister Rosetta Tharpe. They had a bunch of blues
At the
people,
train station that time, yeah.
and boy, all the big guitarists were there to watch that.
Yeah,
So,
Keith Richards, Jeff Beck, all of them.
Yeah, man. So yeah, he got a couple of kids. One of them's a rapper, Shauna, and it says here he lived in Orland Park. I imagine he probably still
Yeah,
does.
he's in the area.
Yeah, well, good for him, man.
It's kind of early on when he was doing the session work. He was mostly kind of his breakout work was with Junior Wells. There's a great album here.
Oh, there you go.
Junior Wells, Hoodoo
Ooh.
Band Blues.
Very cool.
And
Very cool.
yeah, of course, that was kind of his version of Muddy Waters and Little Walter, I guess, was Buddy Guy and Junior Wells kind of. And
Okay. Yeah. Little Walter. How about it? Yeah. What is a Cadillac Records? Great movie. If
yeah,
anybody out there has any interest in the the Chicago blues scene. That's a
Yeah.
must-see movie. Cadillac.
Yeah, it's kind of
Records,
loosely modeled after the
Chess
chess
Records.
records. Yeah, so
Mhm.
doesn't have a whole lot about Buddy Guy in particular in there, but yeah, it's got a lot of Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf, all the greats,
Little Walter, all of them.
Little Walter, yeah.
Little Walter shooting that guy who was his impersonator. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I bet that really happened. I wouldn't
Oh,
doubt
I
it
have no
all.
doubt. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, those blues guys, that was a whole different world, man. Love the
Yeah.
old blues, blues and punk are kind of my two kind of things. Blues up until about 1970, and then it kind of,
Yeah, yeah.
not so much after that. But the early stuff,
Oh,
and,
yeah. Jeez.
even going back to, Robert Johnson and Son House and those guys. And yeah, I'll throw on some old Delta blues once in a while just to,
Absolutely, man.
But yeah, Buddy definitely took it to another level, man. And
He's had a great
he's
career.
retired, so yeah, we
Oh,
need to
oh,
see him
boy.
while we can.
I bet you. Yeah, yeah. I have a feeling he'll show up at the Legends. So we'll see.
Yeah,
But
I'm
man,
sure.
oh man, good for him. Oof. Well, Doc, man, I made
Yeah.
it through. I'm under the weather, but I managed to pull another one out. So it's all right, man. I probably caught it from you, man.
I'm sure you did. And I'm so sorry, man.
Hey, no problem. I didn't sleep. I slept like 2 hours last night. I really couldn't sleep much, but
Yeah,
I've got an ace in the hole for tonight, so I'll be getting a good night's sleep.
there
So,
you go.
but it's been a good one, man. And
Thanks for
You know-
digging deep for the intestinal fortitude
intestinal and testicular fortitude,
Yeah,
as
to
Rob
carry-
Blagojevich would say.
to carry
Yeah.
through. And
Yeah, outstanding, man. It's been a great one, and freaking A. Let's hope for a good week, and we'll see you all next time on the RnRGzrs, and be sure to, subscribe or like a YouTube video. Like the YouTube video if you could. That helps. And what do you say, Doc?
yeah, I love the podcasters, podcastees, I suppose. We are the podcasters, and listening to us on there. I love that format. And yeah, if you can, I really appreciate everybody that's been watching. We got the mighty few that we can count on supporting us. Greatly,
Mhm.
super greatly appreciated.
Mhm.
And if this is new to you, please, as the kids say, smash that button, subscribe, and help us expand our geezer world here. So until then, great show, Murph. We'll do another one
Absolutely.
next week, everybody.
Yep.
So have a great rock and roll filled week, and we'll see you then.